Last thrifting trip, we were looking for sharp things that we did not find, and this thrifting trip, we found all of the musical stuff. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I think this is the first time I have ever seen a trumpet in a thrift store. And what made me smile about this one is back in the early 80s, my grandma found a silver plated trumpet at an estate sale for 25 bucks. I played it in sixth grade and seventh grade, was horrible at it, and none of those benefits of studying music applied to me, but this made me a little nostalgic for that. This couch almost, but not quite, caught my eye. I'm guessing very 90s, although I don't have any experience with couches from that era. But look at this footstool. I want to see the chair or couch that went with that because I am sure I would love it. Look at the old radio. I love old radios. I love old radio shows, and the idea of listening to them on an old radio just makes my heart sing. A few years back, we stopped at an estate sale, and it was someone's lifetime collection of old radios. It was amazing, and I couldn't buy one because we were on our way on a trip, but I don't think I'll ever find another one that I would bring home. The cloth doors got me curious. When you opened the door, the phonograph slid out. Is this not the coolest thing? I could almost be more excited about old phonographs than I am about old sewing machines. I have old sewing machines. I don't have an old phonograph. And it's got a radio. And this just fascinates me. Huge old trunk. My son judged it not structurally sound enough for him to want, but that could be sour grapes because the car was full of laundry, and if the car had not been full of laundry, there would not have been room for that thing. I think this aisle is even more of a mess today than it usually is, and that is saying a lot. But this is where I found those two plastic drawers full of quilt pieces, so I'm going to have to keep looking because lightning might strike twice. There might be something great here again in the future. There was not anything great this time. I did find a dimensions kit here a while back. All that it had was the chart and the partially stitched piece, and I couldn't see enough to decide if I wanted it or not. The price was high for just a chart and some floss. But then I saw the same thing on one of the dimension stitching groups on Facebook. I love it, and the resale value on eBay means I'm never going to find another one. If my kids were younger or I was more enthusiastic, this is exactly the sort of thing I would want to buy and take home. No, I would never make one. We know I would not follow through. That's why I didn't buy that one. And lately I keep checking out the baskets because I'm looking for something. I don't know what it is, but I will know it if I see it. Unless it's one of those elephant grass baskets, and then I know I'm looking for one of those. Have you ever seen one in a thrift store? I saw one a few years back, and they wanted top dollar for it. But I keep looking just in case. More cloth covered doors and a hole that looks like it might work with a hand crank and a collection of antique records inside. I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. I could not get at an angle to take better pictures of it. There's the phonograph. There's the handle for that hole. It is an Edison disc phonograph, and it was $39.95 or something like that. And oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much I wanted this thing. especially since it came with someone else's collection of records. Probably a good thing I didn't have a car to transport it in. And another old radio. These two thrift stores are owned by the same nonprofit, so I wonder if this all came from one person and they split up the inventory between the two stores. You never see stuff like that. It is a once in a blue moon find, and to see so much of it so close together. It was a fun trip, not productive, but fun. Thanks for thrifting with us. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and I'll be back with you with more thrifting videos soon.